Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey, thanks for joining us on today's video. You know, this is one of those cars that that changed style a lot. People really loved it. And, you know, it's interesting too, when it comes to Mustangs, people love certain eras of them. People love either love the 65, 66, then when the cars changed in 67, 68, and then again in 69 and 70, and then the 71 to 73 cars. You know, people have this flavor for them. And this one here in particular is really great looking. Not only is it really great looking, it's very authentic. You know, we're walking around this car and we'll look at some of the things that came on the car, but the one thing we do have, which is really nice, that you can't get on the early 65 and 66s is the Marti report. And the Marti report will authenticate that this car was originally an M-coated, so it had the big 351 in it, okay, with a 4-speed, the 9-inch, and it goes on and on. It also has some great features on it as far as options go. One thing that we forget to ask about is like, what are some of the features on it that we get automatically on today's modern car? Well, for instance, this car here has power disc brakes. It also has power steering. And I'm going to show you some of the other options on it that are really nice and make for a really great driving experience. But let's start with the paint for a minute. We're just in the tail end of restoring this car. So you may see a couple things that maybe still be on order or something like that. But everything else out here, all been done, looks really great. Come on up, you can check some paint. A little hard to see in this light, sorry. But like you can kind of read, that's important that you be able to read that. I don't know if there's a better place to see. Yeah, there we go. Here, this is nice too, because even on the side, look how clear the letters are. That's what you want that photograph to look like when the guy who's selling you a car online sends you some pictures, or you see some pictures in an ad. It needs to be crystal clear. You need to be able to see the camera that the guy's using. You need to be able to see his face clearly. You need to be able to see the clear cutouts of the leaves on trees. That's good paint. If you just see the tree and the leaves, or you just see a guy with a camera, that doesn't mean that that's really that good. So, you know, the video doesn't lie, and it really shows everything really well. All right, so we have the painted front bumper, front and rear spoilers. We got the Magnum 500s with BF Goodrich radial TAs on it. This car just looks like a muscle car. And if we look inside here, power disc brakes are inside there. I don't know why, but these tires are still like the best muscle car tire ever built. They're just, I don't know what it is, maybe the perfect profile or something, but they look really good. All right, silver metallic paint looks awesome. Chrome bezels here, painted sport mirrors. You know, it's just a cool looking car. It's got this great Ram Air hood on it. It just has great lines, and it's kind of surrounded by other cars in here, and it looks really good. You know, the nice thing too is the big engine, the big 4-barrel, and the 4-speed with the 9-inch. You know, you had a heavy-duty drivetrain, and these cars really are quite powerful. All right, let's take a peek under the hood for a minute. Okay, this is the real deal Ram Air too. So you're getting, you know, we talked about the engine, the 4-speed and stuff like that, and we're getting Ram Air, which makes this car even a little bit more rare. This is kind of cool. So you got your vacuum pods here for opening up the Ram Air system, okay, to keep the rain out. So typically people wouldn't floor it in the rain, so that's why I was designed that way too. The 442s are like that, and a couple other cars, some Mopars that pop up and they're vacuum operated to get the Ram Air in there. All right, so you get the right decals in here showing for the premium fuel, and this car here, optional air conditioning, which is really nice. It works, and it's really cool, especially on a manual transmission Mustang. You just don't see a lot of those with air conditioning, because the truth of the matter is, it was over 10% of the price of the car, and that was very expensive for its time. So nicely detailed in here. Got the Ram Air setup right here for the fresh, cold air to come in. Got the right Autolite coil there. Now we got things like this that you can't see. Power steering. We forget to ask about that because that's on every modern car now. But back then, power steering wasn't standard, and this car has it. Power disc brakes, another option on this car. Okay? So it's kind of loaded up with a lot of features. This was probably a very expensive Mustang for its time. When you talk about the Ram Air, air conditioning, power steering, power disc brakes, and some of the other things, especially the spoiler, stuff like that. But let's take a peek inside the interior, and we'll see some of the other options that are on the car too. Before we go to the interior, I forgot we need to do the trunk. We got this great style with the rear spoiler, that awesome slant back like this. Mach 1 trim back here. Dual exhaust. I didn't put the mat in here because I wanted you to see the metal in the trunk, and that's an important thing on a Mustang. You know, you're looking for as rust-free as possible, and look at the deep pieces of pressed out metal, that they're not coated with mud, or they haven't been spray bombed 10 times. And it's nice because all the lights work and all that good stuff like that. This is kind of nice. The silver with the red interior, I think, looks great. All right, so the Marti reports here, showing it with the 325 traction lock rear axle, Ford's Positraction. All right. Came with the 4-speed. All right. Came with a 351 4-barrel. They call this the Mustang Mach 1 sports roof. This way you know it's a real Mach 1 because it's in the VIN and the data plate stating it was like that. I'm just looking at all the options that are on here. So many options like tachometer, Magnum 500 chrome wheels, tinted glass, console, AM 8-track stereo, air conditioning, power front disc brakes, sport deck rear seat. The rear seat folds down. I'll show you how that works. Power steering. This had the big wide oval white letter tires. The traction lock differential, the 4-speed transmission. This is a long list of options. You can imagine this car was very expensive for its time. So it's got the factory gauges here. It's got a factory tach, speedometer, climate control. I like the console on these. It's got the nice big disc. Check that out. That's nice. That handle's really nice. You know what? I'm not sure if that's actually correct or not. Whether it is or it isn't, it's really a nice handle. And the interior is all new. It's all been done, redone, and it's actually very nice looking too. So, door panels, carpets, seat covers, all that stuff. Headliner looks great. It's very rare you see a silver car with a red interior. Really nice looking. Okay, this is kind of nice too, because it gives you the option to take the kids or take another couple out or whatever, and seat everybody back here where there's some room, right? Okay, so I'm 6'1", still plenty of room back here. But the one thing too it does is if you don't carry people a lot in here, what it allows you to do is fold down the rear seat and give you that kind of coupe style look, which looks really nice. Check out now. Now it looks really good from the back window and in here too. You know, muscle cars are great cars to begin with. You know, when you can authenticate a muscle car, that adds value again, especially with the Marti report on this car here. And then when you get a muscle car that has some great features, again, more value is added to it in the long run. And this is one of those cars that will continue to rise in value and offer some great fun at the same time, which is really, really crazy to think that you can have an investment, drive it, and have some fun too. So anyway, 71 Mach 1, 4-speed, loaded up with options, including air and disc brakes and all that stuff. Call us 301-816-1000 and we'll tell you all about it.